Hello, this is Sarita, and I'm here to help you understand the truth about who you are. So what I wanted to talk to you about today was memory and memory fields, energetic memory fields, and how we can access them and how they can assist us and how they don't assist us actually often. So basically, science now is even beginning to recognize or come to the awareness, coming into the awareness, that our memories, that our minds are not necessarily in our brains where we think they are. And I'm not a scientist, I'm not pretending to be a scientist, but I am a shamanic practitioner. And what I'm here to share with you is that basically, and you will know this if you've done any kind of deep meditation work or any healing work or any of the practices on my channel that take you into your body consciousness or into the quantum field or any of those things, that there is consciousness all around us and memories in everything, memories that connects to consciousness. And there are memory fields which are not necessarily in the brain. And as far as I perceive it, when I'm doing my energetic work, we have memories within the physical body, within this third dimensional realm. We have memories that are held in archetypal constructs. So that's group settings within the fourth dimension, the invisible realm all around us, which we feel and are very much affected by, but cannot see with our physical eyes. We see that with our kind of sixth sense. And there are also memory fields coming from higher dimensional realities. So like fifth dimension or the sixth dimension, which is where, if you like, morphogenic form fields are held and turned into different form that we then use in this dimension to hold consciousness within. Basically, all form contains consciousness, and this is even inanimate objects. And I just wanted to talk to you about this today. I'm going to give you a really brief example of something that happened to me last night. So basically, really quick story. I used to be an upholsterer years ago, and I now only do upholstery for friends and family and things like that. And basically about 3 years ago, I did an upholstery project for somebody, and then I kept the rest of the fabric because there was loads of it and they didn't have any space to look after it. And they literally yesterday sent me a text saying they wanted the fabric back. And I was like, we've renovated the whole house. I don't know where anything is, basically. And I said, I said, I'm really sorry. I can't remember where it is. I thought I'd brought it back to you, but maybe I didn't, and all the rest of it. So, and then when I went to bed, I was like, Sarita, you're just being too 3D about this. It wasn't really worrying me that much, and she was lovely. So it wasn't really worrying me, but I wanted to find the fabric for her. So anyway, I was lying in bed at night, and I decided to set an intention that I would dream. This was a dream intention that I would dream to find out where the fabric was, because often in the dream time, you can pick up information from fourth dimension that you can't remember in the third dimension. You get answers for things, questions that you need answers, on any topic. You could even ask a question like, what do I need to take for this ailment? That's how amazing the dreamscape is, because it contains a lot of information and collective memories and archetypal memory fields and all of that kind of stuff. So anyway, I set this intention because I knew at a fundamental level that my mind and my brain and my memories is not in my, my brain is in my head, but my memories and my thought processes are not necessarily in my head. And I knew that it was out there somewhere. It was out there somewhere, the memory of where I put this material. And so I set the intention knowing that the answer was out there. And as I said, I expected to find the answer when I woke up in the morning. But what actually happened was 10 seconds later, literally, the answer arrived in my brain, and I knew where the fabric was. I didn't even need to get up and out of bed to go and check. I knew that I had it right, and I knew where it was. And the next morning when I went to go and find it, of course, it was there. And basically, this is why I wanted to share this video, because what happened is I set the intention to recall back that memory, and it arrived. And it was just such a beautiful example of the fact that all of the wisdom and knowledge and understanding and intelligence and information and connection that so many of us on this path are seeking is out there. It is accessible. All we need to do is to know that that is the case and to hold the intention for it to be so. And, you know, I've heard, obviously it was on the grapevine because it was hundreds of years ago, but people, you know, like Einstein or other people who were daydreaming. They were like not thinking. They were not in their brains. They were daydreaming, or they were in the shower, or they were doing something completely different. And then suddenly some extraordinary light bulb piece of information would arrive into their brains, which would then change the course of humanity's path. So the light bulb, electricity, you know, Einstein, all of those kind of things. And so often inventors say that the idea just arrived in their head. And I believe it wasn't necessarily their idea. So I think we have all of these extraordinary memories and pieces of information floating all around us, whether it's in the fourth dimension, fifth dimension, sixth or higher dimensions that we can't even really comprehend. And what's happening is that if you can get into a slightly altered state, or if you can, like I did the other night, I think I was already in a kind of altered state because I was sleepy, and I kind of do a lot of meditating and thinking and dropping into my consciousness at night. But if you can get into a kind of altered state and you put the intention out there, or you just even open yourself up to the possibility of receiving information, you will. And so what I'm trying to say to you is, if there is any wisdom that you want to access, if you want to speak 10 languages, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, like me with my meditations, all I do is I open up and I hold the intention, and they just come through because they're already there. We are creator consciousness in expression, and we can become, if you like, the hollow bone, that's what they call it in shamanic terms, or the empty vessel that can allow source consciousness to flow through it. If we allow it in, it comes into us, and we have access to anything and everything we need. And we're a collective species, you know. There are memories and experiences from every human on this planet who has ever been and ever will be. And the core of Gaia, the crystalline core of Gaia, contains, if you like, the Akashic records. This is what the Akashic records are. It's the collective memory fields of everyone and everything upon Earth and Gaia herself. And we have access to those things. Intention. Open your mind, expect the answer, know that we have that access, and it will be brought to you. And I think it's really important to understand this because we are often brought up with these kind of conditions and patterns that we don't know anything. You know, we have to do all of this stuff in order to evolve, and we're already there, really, if we should choose to be so. We just need to be able to open or expand our perception and our beliefs in order to allow this kind of information to come in. And this is also something to be aware of. You know, all of the trees and rocks and even inanimate objects upon this planet all came out of Earth. They all came out of Earth. They are all holding consciousness. Everything has consciousness, and you have the ability to tap into that information and intelligence should you so wish to do so. And imagine how it could be if we had access to all of this information all of the time. It would be extraordinary, and life-changing on an evolutionary scale. And of course, there are people who have had access to this information, and we have access to it too. And I believe that we're moving into this era imminently. You know, telepathy is speeding up. You can look into your animal's eyes and you know what they're thinking and feeling. You know, if you have a pet, there's so much that we can tap into, not least because we are empathic collective species. So I just wanted to offer that to you, for you to know and see and feel the truth of this information that I'm giving to you. If it resonates with you, know that you have access to all of the intelligence in the whole universe, should you choose to hold the intention to be able to access that. Remember, you're an extraordinary conducer and conductor of energy. You are multi-dimensional, multifaceted, multi-layered spiritual being. You have an extraordinary capacity to evolve, and evolve quickly, and tap into the consciousness of everyone and everything that is around you. So next time you need a piece of information, try it. Try setting the intention and knowing that the information will arrive for you. And you know, I realized this today as I was thinking about making this video. Often when I don't know what to do about a situation, or I need an answer for something, I will just put the intention out there and let it go and wait. And it always arrives back to me. The perfect thing that I need to do or think about or say, it always arrives back if I give it the opportunity. If I take, if you like, myself as a separate being, as someone who has all of my information and brain encapsulated in this individuated expression, if I take that separation away out of the equation and I open myself up to the possibility that information will come to me, it always does. And yeah, I realized today that I've been doing that for a long time, and it really serves me. If I don't know what to do, I wait for an answer. I wait to receive the information. And you know, I learned that the hard way, because as a teenager I was very impulsive. So I've learned to know that the answer will always come to me. And I'm offering you the information, the invitation to try that as well, and see where it takes you and what it brings you. And I think that, bearing in mind the way that the archetypal energies work in the fourth dimension, so in other words, where the way the group think works in the unseen realms, it's all around us, and how it affects us on a day-to-day level as empathic beings, we need to become more expansively mindful about what information we're letting come in and what information we are outputting. What group think or group archetypal energy fields are we giving our energy and our momentum to? What beliefs are we ascribing to that are perhaps not ours? And when you become well boundaried as a person on this road of soul evolution, it serves you better, not just in that you become more sovereign on so many levels, but also on the level of mind. It stops anyone or anything being able to infiltrate your mind and your consciousness without your awareness. The more aware we can be, the more boundaried and self-protected we become naturally. It becomes our state of being if you are more mindful about what you're thinking, where your thoughts are coming from, where your memories are coming from, where the ideas are coming from, where the intelligence is coming from. And to also not be so egoic as to believe that your thoughts are coming from you. Certainly our experiences are coming from us, but I would not say that all of our thoughts are. So I don't really know. It's an exploration. It's like being a space explorer. But I think it's imperative that we begin to attain some boundaried sovereignty around the subject of thought control and thought attachment and mindfulness and all of those kind of things, not just within this body, but within the body and the bodies of the universe and within the universe as a whole. So I hope that's been helpful. Thank you very much for listening, and I'm sending you all my love. Have a beautiful day.